in the overall effort, the sustained effort to continue to put pressure on al-Qaida, this is a significant fact that al-Awlaki is dead. The regarding questions about the circumstances of his death, I'm not going to get into. So I think the question that you just asked contains within it assumptions that I just won't address.
Well, the question is there a greater burden of proof simply because he's a U.S. citizen than there would be if he were going after another?
Again, I think that just goes to the assumptions about the circumstances of his death, and I'm not going to address that.
Well, is the administration prepared to lay out the evidence that it had against him? Now, you spelled out the instances where you think he was operational, but is there? Can you show where that tipping point is?
Separate from again the events, the fact of his death today, that he was a leader of al-Qaida in the Arabian Peninsula and was operationally involved in serious attempted terrorist attacks against the United States and Americans is an established fact that we've talked about for a long time from here, and we have talked about for a long time about how dangerous AQAP is, and that's been a focus of ours, and that's why our cooperation with Yemen, with militarily and with intelligence and diplomatically with Yemen has been so important. There is no question he was engaged in inspirational efforts, or that he was a recruiter for al-Qaida, but he was also very demonstrably and provably involved in operational aspects of AQAP. He was a senior leader, but I mean those are statements of fact, and same as I would have said last week if you had asked me. So, but again, in terms of anything relating to the circumstances, I think I've said all I can say about that.
What do you think constitutional law professor Barack Obama would think of this?
I think he spoke about it today.